Hello, 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 and welcome to episode number 106 of 18 Talk Skating Podcast. My name is Van Gogh, and I hope you guys are all doing extremely well, very well. This is a very, very exciting episode, but before we get started, make sure you follow, share, and like a Teen Talk Skating Podcast so you can hear wherever you want and stuff like that. Is that what professional podcast people say? I think so. No, I have not gotten music done yet because I honestly haven't. I've been procrastinating on like everything, and I have a trip next week, and genuinely, I need to I really need to not procrastinate because I need to get everything done before I go. It's really bad. That's all I'm gonna say. It's pretty bad. But I want to get started. Honestly, I do really want to get started because I know this episode is gonna be really, really long because it's so exciting. I know you saw in the title, but yeah, let's go over to our program of the week really quick. Okay, okay. Okay, so our program of the week this week, I think, is extremely fitting. I chose it because I was like, okay, what's a really fitting program for this? And this program comes from the last time the Olympics were in Torino 20 years ago, not in Torino, but in Italy 20 years ago. And this program is from the very special Carolina Kostner and her 2006 Winter Olympics short program. She's skating from Italy. She was, from around ish the area and skating at home, obviously. Very beautiful moment. I think this program kind of embodies the Olympic spirit really well. So that's why I chose it because, her music at this 2006 Olympic short program was Gabriel's Oboe by Ennio Morricone from The Mission, of course, the very, very famous soundtrack of The Mission. And this program, I feel like it's just full of youthness, but also maturity. And it has so much energy within it because Carolina Kostner is a pro, and I mean a big pro. She is a pro at getting some good speed and so few crossovers in her early career in this program. But she does start off her program with a few intricate kind of stepping moments. She does like two mini, and I mean very mini kind of spread eagles, and I really enjoy it. Heading into her first jump is a triple flip. She does fall in it, but she gets back up immediately. The crowd is on her side. And I don't know, it's an inspirational program. The music I feel like is kind of enlightening or inspirational, maybe. I don't really know. Um, but what was I gonna say? But Carolina Hoster getting back up after that fall, the home crowd cheering her on, just just the Olympic spirit keep on trying, to keep on going, to keep on fighting for every single moment because this is the most important moment in your life, in your career. And she gets back up very smoothly, goes into a beautiful triple loop. And I really enjoy the spins in this program. The first spin is an elegant camel spin, and I feel like she used her I don't know, she just used her blades and extensions so well in her early career in her spinning that it just looks like her leg is just completely out, completely extended. It's very well done. The spiral sequence is beautiful, very beautiful positions in the spirals, lots of flexibility in them, a nice double axle with good flow as well. And then the steps are so fast. The steps are so intricate. They're very tiny steps, but they go fast. They have a little jump here, a little hop there, a little rocker, a little choctaw, kind of things like that. But it's just so fast, so nice. And then I really enjoy the combination spin, the second to last element of the program, where she kind of just goes. Like she kind of just, here's my camel, here's my sit, here's a bit of a layback situation, upright position, and it's a very nice flow between the different positions. And last spin as well is beautiful, and it's just a beautiful program. I think it just has so much energy from it, adrenaline in it. The home crowd is definitely behind her. It's just, I think it just embodies the Olympic spirit so well of keep on fighting, showing what you are to the world, into your home country. It's a beautiful moment, and I think it's a perfect segue into now, 20 years later, the 2026 Winter Olympics, which are also being held in Italy. 20 years later, we made it back to Italy. Carolina Coster is no longer skating, but she is coaching. And I don't know, I think she's a skater that will always be in everyone's memory, will always be in my memory as just one of the like probably one of the best skaters, one of my favorites for sure. And so yeah, go check it out after you listen to this episode. Carolina Costner and her 2006 Winter Olympics short program to Gabriel's Oboe from the Mission by Aneo Morricone. And let's head to our main episode. Okay, everybody. So as you saw in the title, this is a very, and I mean very, like very, this is a very important moment. A very, not moment, what should I say? A very important, I mean, it's an important moment. I cannot believe that we are here. It is time actually for the 2026 Winter Olympics, and I would love to like get into a lot of fluff and like say like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been 4 years since the last one. I've grown so much as a person. I've grown so much as someone who watches skating, stuff like that. Like I would love to go fluff and like, I would love to like talk sappy and like sad like that and stuff, but that will have to say for the after the Olympics, because right now time is a moving, the pressure is on. It is time for the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milano Cortina. The figure skating events are being held at the Forum di Milano, which greets us in all its very big, it's a big building, a big industrial glory, and I genuinely cannot believe we're at the Olympics. Like that is crazy to me. But I can't like sit here and just say like can't believe it, because I gotta believe it. This is gonna be my preview episode. At least, yeah, this is gonna be my preview episode for all of the events: the team event, the men's event, the women's event, the pairs event, and the ice dance event. Who do I think is going to make it on the Olympic podium? Who do I think is most likely? Because we all know I am always right on this podcast. The results always come out exactly like I want it. Obviously I'm kidding, because whenever I predict someone is gonna win, they end up, I don't know. I don't even know. They end up not even, I don't even know. Honestly, I hope for just a little bit of chaos. Like I don't want a lot of chaos, because that would be terrible. Like a little bit of chaos, like fun, not in a bad way. Like, yeah, I think you guys know by now that I am wrong. Like you can totally laugh at me. In fact, I don't think anybody who does this, anyone who bets on this, anyone who like does this is like ever correct. Like no one is ever exactly correct that A, B, C, they're gonna win one, two, three. So like that, like nobody is ever so if I would love to win, and like if somebody is that lucky, I would love to win the lottery with them. I know my predictions are crazy and left field and kind of out there. At the same time, they're kind of realistic, but at the same time, they're kind of not. So I don't know. Okay, so unique to the Olympics, starting off our first event for the Olympics is almost kind of the warm up for all the individual events, if you will, the like normal ish events. Unique to the Olympics, but kind of like the World Team Trophy, is the Olympic team event, which will be before all the individual events. So it will go, I believe the schedule is team event, ice dance, men's, pairs, and women's here. And the team event is the first event. It's going to take place over 3 days. 10 countries will compete. Only 5 will make it after the short program segment. It's honestly really complicated, the scoring system. And so I'm not going to have enough time to really explain it. But I'm just going to predict my top 5 for that team event. And so in fifth place, I think Canada is going to finish in fifth place. You have to think about the team event. Every discipline is accounted for: men's, women's, pairs, and ice stands. Canada is strong, and I mean strong in ice stands, with Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier competing. There are other disciplines, they can also be strong. I don't think Canada is necessarily like fifth, or like that's it. Like they're good enough to make fifth and that's it. I feel like that's an attitude, or like a opinion or a prediction I've been seeing a lot recently. And I just don't, I think that on a good day, if the skaters skate clean, skaters like Steven Gogolev competing in the men's event for Canada, we've seen him compete like fairly clean, like really pretty clean. And I have to say that I just think a really clean skate from Steven Gogolev, kind of like how he had at Canadian Nationals, with all this momentum coming up. I think he really could do good in the men's event for them. Madeline Skeezis has also been someone who has had a good skate here and there. At Nationals, she locked in so hard. Her jumps were magnificent at Canadian Nationals. Same thing with pairs, Diana Salada Didek and Maxime Deschamps. I don't know if they're switching off for pairs with oh no, they aren't competing. They're injured. That's right. Oops. Scratch that. In the pairs, it's gonna be Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud. Again, two really good skaters in their pair partnership that really can make an impact. But maybe not the most consistent skaters over the course of this whole season. In the ice stands, Gillis and Poirier, I love Piper and Paul so much, but their scores have just not been as high as they would have liked so far this season. So we'll have to see, but I think Canada is the most likely to finish in fifth, which is still a really good position for them. But I think they could be dark horses depending on a good skate for everybody could really, and I mean really, it all depends. Ice is slippery. That's all I'm saying. In fourth place, I'm predicting Team Italy, the home team in Italy. I truly think Italy could be above and beyond and go into third place for sure. Maybe the home crowd is really what's gonna drive them here. Italy can be mixed. I would say in the singles events, they are a little bit mixed. The men, I don't know who are competing in the men for them. I think most likely Daniel Grausel will be doing both the short and the free for them, kind of up and down the skater, right? We've seen him do super well in the free at Grand Prix final, and then at Europeans, it wasn't just not the best competition. Larnaki Gudman in the women's event has been more and more consistent this season. Europeans was a little shaky for her, but her scores have been in that 190, in that 200 range. I truly do think she is a really solid lock. The pairs event, Conti and Macchi are competing in the pairs for Italy, and they have been injured, unfortunately, and so that's maybe a little bit of the doubt within me, though they have, again, done really, really well. They were so amazing at Grand Prix Final. And then their ice dance team, Guignard and Fabry, is really strong. They're my favorites. But the judges, again, have just been like, no, 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 you're not. The judges have been a little stingy with their scores. That's all I'm saying. But again, Italy with a good day, especially in the singles event. I truly think Italy will depend on their singles event because their pairs and ice dance tend to be pretty good. And I don't think the scores are going to dramatically change there necessarily for them. It will be depending on the men's and women's event, depending on those clean skates for Italy. But again, maybe that home crowd energy carries them in third for sure. Okay, for the third place team event scoring, I'm predicting Georgia will win the bronze medal. And Georgia has kind of come out of nowhere this quad, but they have strong skaters. They are coming off of a the most successful country at the Europeans. In the men's event, they won with Nika Igatze. If Nika Igatze has those kind of performances here in the team event, genuinely could win something here. In the women's event, Anastasia Gubanova at Europeans recently, she had a really unfortunate short, and then her free skate was just the comeback free skate of the night. Again, someone who is fairly consistent, might have an off day here too. It will really depend on her as well. The pairs event, the Georgian pair team just won Europeans. They are super duper strong. Metlakina Barulava, they're super strong. They're super pretty consistent, and their short program especially has been really highly regarded. But they'll want to stay clean in the free, especially of course. And then their ice dance team, Davis and Smolkin, have put up some pretty decent scores this season as well. So again, third place for Georgia, I think is the most likely position, but it will really, and I mean really, depend on who will skate the cleaners. Okay, in second place, I'm predicting Japan. Japan is so strong in the singles field. We see in the men's, obviously, Yuma Kageyama and Shun Sato. Those two skaters are kind of head to head, in my opinion, in terms of their scores. Kind of head to head, kind of not. But I think either of them could solidly put down a good short or a good free. Kind of just depends on the day. The women's event, they got stars from Kaori Sakamoto, Moni Chiba, Amy Nakai. I don't know. I think those are really consistent. I think they're gonna go with Kaori Sakamoto if I'm correct, based on what I've heard in the rumors that she's doing both the short and the free, and that will be really strong for her. She's a really strong short skater. The free skate we'll have to see. Sometimes not her best segment, but the short program has been really strong for her. Pairs event, Miura and Kihara are the reigning world champions. They're so strong. Maybe Japan's weaker link, perhaps. They're not weak at all. They're amazing ice dancers. Is the team of, oh my gosh. Why am I blanking on names suddenly? Oh my gosh. What? Yoshida Morita. I was like, Morita? No, Morita is second. Utano Yoshida, Masaya Morita, they are really, again, a really strong team. They are a super duper strong team. Maybe not going to get as high scores as the rest of the ice dance field, but they can still, pack a punch, and we'll have to see. So Japan will be second in my opinion. And then that means in first, I think the most likely prediction for first is Team USA. They did win the World Team Trophy last year, which is a different competition and different from the team event. But they have stars in the men's. If okay, this is a lot of ifs in my opinion. If Ilya Molina skates the short and the free for the men's for the Team USA, I could see kind of an easier gold medal. But Ilya Molina might only skate the short program, and maybe Andrew Torgashev will skate the free, who has not been as much as consistent as the rest of the field, obviously this whole season. So we'll have to see there. The women's field has a lot of stars to pick from. Alyssa will skate the short program. And then I think Amber Glenn is going to skate the free skate. Maybe they'll put Alyssa in the free as well. We'll have to see. Amber Glenn has had stronger frees, in my opinion, over the kind of up and down, right? I don't know. Her recent nationals free was really good though. And then in the pairs event, Cam O'Shea are probably going to be the ones to skate both segments, and the ice dance event, Chalk and Bates are maybe the ones going to skate both segments, so they might switch with Carrera and Ponomarenko. Ice dance is really strong. So again, the team event is full of a lot of like what ifs, depending on which skaters compete, which skaters teams pick to compete and stuff. I'm just saying those are the most likely results for me. So I think third, I'm predicting Georgia, second Japan, and first Team USA. So that's the team event. Now I'm gonna talk about the main disciplines, the men, the women, the pairs, the ice dance. The men. I For the men and the women, I'm gonna discuss the top 12. It would be difficult for me to predict all 30 skaters, so I'm predicting the top 12. I just think there's so much chaos in the water for the men's skaters. The men are the men, and I would not be surprised if the podium is way different, or a bit different than I thought it was. That the top 10 is way different than I thought it was. I don't know. Okay. In 12th place, I'm predicting Kevin Amos of France. Kevin Amos is such a mixed skater, right? So many different results that he's had. He recently didn't qualify to the free skate at Europeans. Europeans has never been his favorite competition. Now he's here again on European ice in Italy. Maybe the Olympics are kind of a lot better for him. Last time at the Olympics, I don't remember what he placed, but I think he did pretty well at the Olympics, if I remember correctly, for Kevin Amos. I don't know. I truly think Kevin Amos could be a top 5 skater. I truly think he maybe is, can be mixed around, maybe lower in the rankings. It will depend. He doesn't have, maybe the technical capacity with that the other men have, only competing with one or maybe two quad toes that are, that have the potential to be clean, hopefully. We'll have to see what Kevin Amos. I would not be surprised wherever. Honestly, I don't think I'd be surprised wherever Kevin Amos places. Though he's a pretty solid skater, the components are really going to be the strong. The components are really going to be strong for him. We'll have to see with Kevin Amos. Yeah, that's my opinion. Okay, in 11th place, competing for Italy here, I'm predicting Matteo Rizzo. And I do think this result could go higher. Matteo Rizzo just came off of a silver at Europeans, and now he's skating at home here in Italy. So maybe that will, all kind of encourage, or maybe that home crowd support and all that momentum from Europeans is really going to be what drives him towards a high result here. I don't know. This might be his last competition ever, so maybe that might be his main motivation here. At Europeans, he was magnificent in the short program and the free skate, and that kind of performance could score him really well here. Was it like clean, clean, clean? No, but that kind of performance could do really well in this very chaotic field, and so we'll have to see from Matteo Rizzo. Okay, in 10th place is Mikhail Shidorov of Kazakhstan. He was the world silver medalist back last year at Worlds. This season has not been the most consistent for Mikhail Shidorov. I'm not saying, I don't know. He could be a surprise. He could be a dark horse. I'm putting him 10th because I feel like that's, around where his scores have maybe been this whole season. for Mikhail Shidorov. He's a really solid skater. He has a technical capacity. Recently, it's just been about the clean jumps, getting the jumps done, not popping the jumps. But he has the capacity to do the quad sal, quad lutz, quad toe as well. So we'll, those kinds of things are really serious, and we'll have to see where he kind of places in it all as well. Okay, in ninth place from the AIN, the individual neutral athletes is Peter Gumenik, who I am predicting ninth. We did see him once at the Road to Milano trophy, where he won by a really good score. He didn't have maybe all the jumps under his technical capacity. We have not seen him internationally because of the ban. Could kind of be anywhere, but I feel like his scores at that one competition, the Road to Milano, were really high, and that's where I would put him in this field based on that. Yeah. Okay. In eighth place is Daniel Grazel of Italy. Again, another skater here competing at home. This could go anywhere, right? When I saw Daniel Grazel at Grand Prix final, and he kind of just put down like the skate of the night, one of the skates of that night at Grand Prix final, I truly thought, wow, maybe Daniel Grazel is a bit of a dark horse that we should all be like observing, that we should all be paying attention to. And then he did really well there. Italian Nationals was pretty, decent, I guess. And then Europeans just wasn't the best. He was like fourth in the short, and then he dropped down to what was it? I think 12th after the free or something. And so that was a really, unfortunate result for Daniel Grazel there. And so again, a skater who maybe has not had the most consistent results over the course of this season. He did really well at, was it Cup of China? I think he did really well at Cup of China, and then not so well at Skate America. Will really depend here, but again, maybe the home crowd is really what's gonna motivate him. Okay, speeding through in seventh place, I'm predicting Kao Miura of Japan. Kao Miura of Japan, I guess I'm saying this. I feel like I'm saying the same thing for every skater. A skater who has had kind of up and down results this season. He's had not the best skate at Grand Prix France, and then he went to Skate Canada. He was third at Skate Canada, and then he went to Japanese Nationals and did well enough to get him a spot here on the Japanese Olympic team. And then he just went to Four Continents, and he just won Four Continents. And so it will really depend on the cleanliness of the jumps. And I know that because, the jumps have not maybe been there all the time for Kalmir this season, but he's a really good solid skater too. He's a really solid skater. He's gone back to his free skate to the Umbrellas of Sherberg, and it's a really solid skate, a really solid skater. Will really depend on the jumps. In sixth place, I'm predicting Junwon Cha of South Korea, who recently was silver at Europeans with a very magnificent free skate there. His short program was a little uncharacteristic. Again, not maybe the most consistent skater in both the short and the free, though I feel like his free skates tend to be better than his short programs. If he can put both of those together here, he can have a really solid case or something. He was sixth at the last Olympics too, right? I believe he was sixth at the last Olympics. I feel like I could see him like do really well here, depending on a clean skate. In fifth place, I'm putting this one based on just purely based on momentum. But in fifth place, I'm predicting Mika Igadze of Georgia. Like I said, just won the what was it? He just won the European championship title with a really, and I mean two really solid programs, and that it really showed people that he was someone to maybe consider, someone to be reckoned with for sure. I truly think he could have a really solid result here. Maybe the components aren't as strong as the rest of the field in terms of the interpretation and presentation, but the jumps, clean jumps will get Nika Igadze very far here. Yeah. In fourth place, I'm putting Adam Shamfa. I don't know if maybe this is kind of a high placement. We did see Adam Shamfa last I don't know, Grand Prix final. Did he qualify to Grand Prix final? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? No, he did. Wait. Did Adam Shamfa did he do that? I'm so I'm so out of it. I'm so out. I'm so out of it. Yeah, he did. He did. He was a fifth at Grand Prix final. I don't know what I was thinking. And then he withdrew from Europeans. I think to help recover from some minor injuries. And so we didn't see him at Europeans. We didn't see him kind of get that momentum going in the new year. And so I don't know. Again, a skater who could totally make the podium. We've seen him make the World Championship podium before. Not saying he couldn't do that now. He totally could do that now. He's a really talented skater. We'll have to see from Adam Schaumfa, depending on how the momentum kind of builds up, right? Okay, our top three. These are my top three for the Olympics, people. Okay, listen up. In third place, I'm predicting Shun Sato of Japan. Shun Sato has been a really solid skater, I feel like, this whole season. His Firebird free skate, I think, just accidentally shows off a very nice, elegant, classical quality in his skating. He's really put a lot of energy into it, really put a lot of momentum into the skate. It's a solid skate from Shun Sato. I truly think clean program here could get him very far. When his jumps get clean like the quadlets, the GOE goes extremely high. And I think he can really make a big impact here on his Olympic debut. I think he really could win the bronze medal or even higher. I don't know here at the Olympics. In second place, I'm predicting Yuma Kageyama, who maybe this prediction has been placed in a little bit of questioning. Maybe he hasn't had like, the biggest scores this season. But Yuma Kageyama is a skater who I personally feel like skates really well when it matters. At Japanese nationals, it was pretty solid, right? But Yuma Kageyama has had a couple, special moments in the past few years, and the last Olympics, he was a silver medalist. He's definitely looking for that gold medal this time around, obviously. But he's a really strong skater. He's a really strong skater. The skating skills are really good. I think this will be a moment. Maybe the jumps haven't been the cleanest all around this season, but I truly think it could be pretty good still. And so second for Yuma Kageyama, just based on again overall results, I don't know. In first place, I feel like this is kind of a no-brainer for my predictions, for kind of for anyone's predictions. But he's won every competition this season. He's so well skilled, such a great skater. Ilya Malinin of Team USA. I just truly think he's gonna. I don't know. There's no way if he doesn't win. I don't know what I would do. I would make a stupid bet. But he has all the quads, he has the consistency. This season has just been like amazing for Ilya Milian. Just so good on every single thing, every single jump, every single, it's been really solid. And he's broken the world record in the free skate twice. Like stuff like that, like it's crazy. So yeah, I truly think Ilya Milinian's gonna win gold. If he doesn't, I don't know what I would do, shave my head or something stupid. I don't know. I don't really know people. Okay, pulling up notes for the women's event. Same deal with the women's event. Top 12. Who do I think is gonna be the top 12? Again, I could truly rearrange this top 12 over and over and over and over and over again. And I know that I will be wrong. I truly know that this is not the order things will be in. And so I truly doubt myself. I truly doubt myself. I truly doubt myself. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think this is it. This is not it. This is truly not gonna be it. So from 12th place down, in 12th place, I'm predicting Jia Shin of South Korea because she did really well at Four Continents. Not like the short program was not up to par, but she had a really good comeback in the free skate. And I think that kind of I don't know what it is about Gia Shin. I truly think I don't know. I just like her skating. Honestly, I mean, I'm just biased, and I just want to talk about her in the top 12. I'm sorry. I truly think she's a good skater. The short program maybe has not been her stronger program. I don't know. I feel like she's a good free skate skater. More in the free skate. Has had a couple her fair share of falls under rotations on those triple triple combination, that triple let's triple toe in the second half of the program that she really would love to complete cleanly. That those kind of things done cleanly will really help her. I actually do think she could be in the top 10. We'll have to see. In 11th place, I'm predicting Luna Hendricks of Belgium. Luna Hendricks, she just recently medaled silver at European. She was, just, coming off of that momentum. Did have has had a couple injuries. Came back this season from those injuries, got an Olympic spot for Belgium, etc. A really strong skater. Luna Hedges is a pretty strong skater, and I think she has the determination in her. She has the feistiness in her skating that really, and I mean, think really will carry her forward. And so again, kind of depends. I'm not saying like personality is everything. You have to have the jumps too and everything, obviously. But something about Luna Hendricks, I actually think she could make it, make it kind of far here. Yeah. In 10th place, I'm predicting Lara Naki Gutman of Italy. She is the hometown, no, I don't think hometown, but home crowd skater here, right? Skating at Italy. Something about me tells me, something inside me tells me that she's gonna be 10th here. And I don't know why. She just came off of a bronze at Europeans. She's a pretty solid skater, and she's gotten better and better and better and more consistent every single dang time. And she is someone to really watch out for, a bit of a dark horse for maybe that top 5. She at Skate America, for example, I think her score is like a 204 or something. And so clearly she's able to put up big scores. I think, and that was with a free skate that wasn't even like amazingly clean or anything. Like she has not maybe found that super duper duper clean program yet. And I actually think maybe the home crowd, maybe the skating the Olympics will kind of encourage something. I don't really know what I'm saying about Lara Nakimon, but I just believe in her. I believe in her skating, and her jaws is like, not her jaws. Oh my gosh, her jaws. Yeah, her it's good. It's really good, etc. In ninth place, I'm predicting Anastasia Gubanova of Georgia. This one comes down to rotations. I truly do believe that if the judges are kind of harsh on her rotations, which they have kind of been in the past a few times, a couple quarters, couple under rotation, things like that, maybe that's when Gubanova's skating will not, be as highly scored. But she has been fairly consistent this season at on the Grand Prix level. We went to Europeans where she didn't really have a great short program, but her free skate was pretty solid. Again, did have a couple under rotations, but a few under rotations is not pops. It's not falls. So things like that, I don't know. I think it will average out to be somewhere around here for Anastasia Gubanova in ninth. In eighth place from the individual neutral athletes, I'm putting Adelia Petrosian, who again, like Peter Gumenik, we saw her at the Road to Milano event where she did win it, and she won with about a score of I think 210 or something. We'll have to see where Adelia Petrosian places again. Might not have had the technical capacity or all the jumps there like she would have wanted at the Road to Milano Trophy. Not a well-known skater. The components aren't as strong as the rest of the field, but the jumps might be the really strong point there. So I don't really know. But in eighth place, Adelia Petrosian. In seventh place, and I truly think she is a dark horse. I truly think she's a dark horse. Is Miss Nina Petroikina from Estonia, who has just had like just come off of the Europeans win. She was injured the earlier part of the season, and she came back and said, "Nobody is taking my European title away from me." My logic behind this placement, and maybe a higher placement even, is that this is also European ice. She's also in Europe, in Italy, right? Because Italy's in Europe. Maybe Nina Petrokina is really gonna say like, "Hey, let me show you what I can do again." Her free skate is Dune. I think she's was so good with it at Europeans. No under rotations, I believe, on anything. Nothing was just called. Nothing was like, no, no. Everything was solid. If she has that kind of performance again here, I think she's most likely of all the she's the most dark horse of all the dark horses for me. She's the most dark horse of all the dark horses to potentially be on the Olympic podium. If, again, that kind of same Europeans magic happens to Nina Petrokina, I think she could be on the Olympic podium. Okay. In sixth place, this top six is kind of intense. In sixth place, Moni Chiba of Japan. And honestly, yeah, it's a placement. I'm gonna put her in six. I understand that Moni Chiba has not had the last three competitions she went to, Grand Prix final, Japanese nationals, and Four Continents, have not been the best. They have had the fair share of under rotations. Unfortunately, the fair share of falls. At Grand Prix final, it was just devastating to see her first out for the short program, and then the two falls and the free skate. Yeah, and so her free skate despite the beauty of it, despite the Romeo and Juliet and the Italian vibe of Romeo and Juliet, not really, but you know what I mean. That's set in Verona, stuff like that. Has had a couple mistakes this season, and I have to admit that. But at the same time, I'm like Moni Chiba is really growing on me, and I really enjoy her program this season. Her free skate is beautiful. I think she'll be in 6. Yeah. Okay, in 5th place, my prediction is Isabeau Levito, and this again is another skier who will depend on the rotation calls, will depend on the technical panel. Isabeau Levito on a good day where she doesn't under-rotate, where the judges don't call her jumps, high scores, pretty high scores in the 200s. I think even higher with this Olympic moment, with the, you know, just the vibes of it. I truly think the components, they have to give her good components here. They have to get that component score up for Isabeau Levito. The jumps are another story. The jumps do, you know, fall prey to the occasional under-rotation, do fall prey to the quarter calls. And so we'll have to see what Isbelito. But at nationals, she was so strong. In the fall, she was pretty strong in the early season. We'll have to see where Isabel Levito places for sure. Okay, 4th place, I'm predicting the youngster from Team Japan, that being Amy Nakai, of course, who's a really solid skater, the youngster. She kind of surprised us all back at Grand Prix France, the very first big competition of the season. She won it so stylishly, right? She hasn't had as high scores ever since then, but I'm kind of banking her off of that one performance, being like, if she can replicate that kind of Grand Prix France performance, get the 2 triple axels done, 1 in the short, 1 in the free, I think she's kind of a solid lock for the Olympic podium. Maybe the components aren't as developed, maybe the judges will not give her those component scores as high as the other skaters that have been on the field a little bit longer, but the technical capacity for Amy Nakai is the highest of the field, with 2 triple axels planned. And so we'll have to see. Wait, is it maybe the highest? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, in 3rd place though, I'm predicting, and I don't know, my heart wants to put her in 1st because she's my favorite, but I don't know. This could really go anywhere with Amber Glenn of Team USA. Amber Glenn has not had a she has had clean free skates, but not clean planned free skates, in the sense that she has popped a couple jumps this season at Grand Prix Final. She popped her single axel in the short program. She's popped a couple of jumps here and there. She's popped a little bit here and there. And so we have not had a program this season where we saw like the full brute force of her skating, for example, like the full score that it could reach. And I think the energy is going to motivate Amber. I think this environment at the Olympics is going to be like, yeah, let's go, Amber. And maybe she will have a clean free skate with no pop jumps for this season, for this competition, the first time this season. I think she could really make it on the Olympic podium. I believe in Amber Glenn more than I believe in myself, you know? Like, she's a great skater. Okay. In 2nd place, I'm predicting Kaori Sakamoto of Team Japan. This, she could be 1st, she could be 3rd, she could be 2nd. I don't know. I think she's gonna do really high. This is gonna probably be her last competition ever for Kaori Sakamoto. But she's such a strong skater. Her components are gonna probably be the highest of the entire field. It will come down to the technical elements. At Grand Prix Final, you know, came down to a few technical elements. I think she popped the Lutz in the short program there or something, and then a single axle in the free skate there as well. You know, we'll call on the edge call. We'll get an edge call maybe on the Lutz as well. That will affect the Jui of her jumps. It's gonna be really minor details for Kaori Sakamoto that kind of make or break her score, but I truly think the components are really strong. I really do think she could win the Olympic gold here too as well. I don't know, it's gonna be so hard. And then in 1st place, I think the winner, I don't know why. I know why, honestly. I just think it's gonna be, I don't know why. It's just set in destiny or something. I think 1st place is gonna be Alyssa Liu. I think Alyssa Liu is gonna win the Olympic gold. Yeah. I will say, has had a couple undertations, has had things like that, but time and time again, I feel like she's proven that she's kind of the best in the field, if that makes sense. She has, you know, despite the ice being slippery, you know, maybe when others make mistakes, she can really rise to the occasion. At Grand Prix Final, kind of the main pre-Olympics event, she won there, not with perfect programs, not with first in either program, but she still won. Maybe that kind of situation will happen again. Maybe it's not about who wins the short and the free, but maybe who wins second in both and wins 1st overall. She was world champ last year. She has all of this momentum going in for her. She has all of this street cred going in for her. Her jumps are solid, might fall to a couple understations on the triple jumps here and there. She has not popped jumps this season, and so that will really carry her far. Her components have been pretty good. The judges love this performance on MacArthur Park in the free skate. I think it's gonna be her. I think it's gonna be her. So my women's predictions: third place, Amber Glenn; second place, Kari Sakamoto; first place, Alyssa Liu. There you have it. Am I gonna be wrong? Yes. Am I gonna be crying when I see the results of the women's event, no matter who wins? Yes. Am I gonna be crashing out if one of my favorites wins? Yes. I think I will. Like, I don't know. The women's event, I'm scared to watch it because I don't know. I think I will have to think about all my thoughts later and like reflect because I feel like I'm not in the state of mind to do that right now. Okay. 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 Let's talk about the pairs event. Let's talk about the pairs event. This could go so many different ways that it genuinely, and I mean genuinely, gives me frustration over how many different ways the pairs event could go because I truly think that the pairs competition this season have kind of come down to one element or maybe two minor mistakes on two elements that have kind of decided kind of scores. At Grand Prix Final, for example, the scores were very close. It came down to like a little bit of mistake on the side by side jumps here and there that really did determine everything. But let's talk. In eighth place, I'm predicting the team of Cam and O'Shea, or I'm doing the top eight for pairs, by the way. I'm predicting Cam and O'Shea of the USA, who have been solid at these. I don't know. I feel like they have been pretty, here and there at this season. Maybe not the most consistent. They were. What were they? They were second at US Nationals with kind of an imperfect performance, but it was still good enough to get them here. They have won Grand Prix medals. I don't know. It will be difficult. It will depend on the throw jumps for Cam and O'Shea, which have not been their best element so far this season for the throw jumps. It will kind of depend on how those go. But we will see. They're a really good lifting team. They're a really, really good lifting team. We'll have to see how well they can do so here. Okay, in seventh place, I'm predicting the 2022 Olympic champions who kind of came back, right? Who came back this season to make a big upset, to kind of make a statement to the world, to defend their Olympic title. Kind of mysterious still. I don't know, but that is Sui and Han of China. Really solid team. Really solid team. They were at Chinese Nationals and they did really well at Chinese Nationals. They just went to Four Continents. They were second at Four Continents, I believe. Um, I don't know. Time and time again, I do think that they are the most persevering pairs team. They have competed a long time. They were here in 2022. They won the gold. They're here to defend the title. Maybe that's going to be the motivation for them. Maybe that's going to break through something. Have things been perfect this season for Sui and Han? No, especially on the side by side jumps, unfortunately. But their scores have generally increased over the season, I believe, and so that's something to consider. Yeah. In sixth place is the team of Stellato, Dudek, and Deschamps of Canada. Now, this one's a little bit in question because they unfortunately have faced an injury to Deanna Stellato Dudek, um, which injury is very difficult. It's like a week before the pairs event of the Olympics start, they had injury, and so that's devastating to come back from. Obviously, we'll have to see where Stellato Deschamps kind of placed. They were sixth back at the Grand Prix final. Their side by side jumps have kind of not been the best this season either. We'll have to see for them. In fifth place, I think this team is really going to make a splash here at the Olympics. Pavlova Siatchenko of Hungary, who have been really solid this season, have been, have had some really good skates. I think they scored a personal best in the free at the Grand Prix final. They were third at the Europeans this season as well, I believe, if I remember correctly. Gosh, but they're really good. They are really, really good. Yeah, yeah. Okay. In fourth place, I'm predicting the team of Conti and Macchi, the Italian team, skating here at home. Again, with these hometown skaters, it could go so many different ways. They could rise to the enthusiasm of the crowd, or maybe it could be a little difficult. I don't know. But Conti and Macchi, they're here. Might be their last competition, might not. I don't know. They were excellent, and I mean excellent at Grand Prix final. excellent, excellent, excellent at Grand Prix final. Their free skate, I truly think they should have won Grand Prix final. It was such a solid result for them at Grand Prix final. Everything just felt perfect for them at Grand Prix final. Again, if they can have that performance here, I truly think they could win, right? They could do really well. Yeah. Okay. But their free skate as well, Caruso, it's just so perfect. It's just, I don't know. I think they could be on the podium. Maybe they're gonna get third. I don't know. Second, I don't know. First, maybe. Okay. In third place, the German team of Hasse and Volodin, who have been solid. I have to admit, Hasse and Volden have been solid this season. Maybe just not the highest scores like in the world, but they've had really good results. Just maybe not like the most amazing results in the entire world. They have been at the 220s, and then the rest of the season they were kind of in like the 200s, and then at Europeans they were at 203, which was their lowest score this season. But we'll have to see where that all goes. Um, We'll have to see where that all goes. If they're able to get a monster free skate down, and they have gotten some monster free skates down. They were first in the free at Grand Prix final, for example. Really could get them on the podium here. It's gonna depend, but at Grand Prix final, that was a really high pressure field and they did it so well there. So I don't know. Okay, maybe at left field, I think second place is gonna be the Georgians. I think second place is gonna be the Georgian team of Metlakina and Barulava, who just were so good at Europeans. They didn't have the best Grand Prix final, but they were so good at Europeans. They were so good at, oh gosh, another one of the competitions, not Skate America. They were really good at the competition. I think called China they were at, but they're such a solid. They have been really solid on the technical side. They have, I think, the highest technical capacity or base value of any of the teams. I believe. Maybe not the components. Maybe the components are not there, but the technical side has been fairly strong. They're coming off of a European title. We'll have to see for Metlakina Barulava. Okay, and lastly, Miura and Kihara are my prediction from Japan, the Olympic champions from Japan. Miura and Kihara, they have been the most consistent team this season. They were first at Grand Prix final. Um, yeah, they were first at Grand Prix final. That's kind of what I'm using as evidence, not evidence, as support to my prediction here, I guess, that I think they'll be the most likely to win here. They've had a couple mistakes here and there. I remember the short program at Skate America wasn't their best. They fell on one of the side by sides, I believe, there, or they popped it or something with the side by side jump. So it's gonna be the side by side jumps. Maybe that's all for all the teams. Side by side jumps are gonna be the struggle. Okay, people, the struggle. Okay. Okay, guys, but I truly think Miura and Kihara are the most likely. Predictions are not about yes, for sure. It's like just the most likely. So third, Hase Volodin. Second, Metlakina Baralava. First, Miura Kihara. Okay, ice dance. I am not satisfied with this. The battle for ice dance will be tough. And I mean that in such a I mean that. One mistake in ice dance can change everything. One mistake is literally ice dance is so precise. It's not like a fall into something, but like one little missed rocker that they notice suddenly and it drops you down a little bit. It could be so bad. It could be so bad. Honestly, there's a lot of teams I could mention that could make the top 10. I'm mentioning the top 10 here for time's sake. There's a lot of teams outside maybe that I can mention that could be in the top 10, but for time's sake, I'm not going to mention them. And so starting with 10th place, I'm predicting the team of Carrera and Ponomarenko of the USA, who I honestly think could be higher. Their rhythm dance is solid. Their free dance, they recently brought back their perfume free dance because the Notre Dame de Paris was not working, and they brought back their perfume free dance, and it really got the house going. It really got the house. It what is it? Broke the roof down or something at U.S. Nationals. It's a program everyone does seem to enjoy. The judges seem to enjoy. They were like fifth or something at Worlds with that, and it's a solid program from Korea Ponomarenko. I truly think that they'll do really well here at the Olympics, maybe even higher than 10th. Maybe for sure higher than 10th. I don't know. In ninth place, I'm predicting the French team of Loporeva and Briso, who are a really solid team, a really solid French team. They're very eclectic, very interesting, intricate free dance. To the Bjork is very good. I think I don't know, maybe it doesn't have the technical base value that the other I mean, they have the same technical base value, around the same. The greater education, the greater execution has maybe not been as high for them. Yeah, I don't know. Eighth place, I don't know. Eighth place, I don't know. I put in eighth place the team, the Canadian team of Marjorie Lajoie and Zachary Laga. And they're a solid team. Their free skate, their Nuria free skate is a really dramatic free skate. We'll have to see with them. I don't know. I think this season their scores haven't been as high compared to other past seasons, past scores, but they are still a really solid team. So I don't know, people. Seventh place, I'm predicting the kind of stars of Team USA of Zingis and Kolesnik. They have not stars, but they have been the rising stars, maybe is a better way to put it, of Team USA. Zingis Kolesnik have kind of come out of nowhere this season. I would not be surprised if they made a top six here. If they made a top six here at US National or not at the Olympics. They're a really solid team. The judges seem to really value their technical side as well. Their scores have been on the lower end of all the top tier teams, and so that's why I'm putting them here in seventh. But the Romeo and Juliet is very appropriate. I feel like very nice and very dramatic. Okay, in sixth place, I think the sixth place team will be the team of Allison Reed, Saulius, and Milivicius of Lithuania. They have been on the rise this season. They recently qualified to Grand Prix final. They recently were what is it? They were what was that? They were fourth at Europeans? They were fourth at Europeans. I think they're a really solid team. I think they've been European medalists in the past. They've placed really well at Worlds in the past, but the momentum this season just points me towards them being six. Like it's a mystic voice in my head, you know? Okay. In fifth place, I'm predicting the British team of Fear and Gibson. So fun, so young, so energetic. Fear and Gibson really will really get the energy in Milan going for sure in both of their programs. They're Spice Girls and then they're Scottish, like homage to Scotland kind of program. They're really fun. I think I don't know why I'm putting them in. Oh, I don't really know. I keep on saying that. I just think fifth place is gonna be. I don't know. They did make that small twizzle mistake at Europeans, and maybe that's why I'm thinking that they're fifth here. Not that they will repeat the mistake, but maybe the judges. I don't know. I stance is finicky. We'll have to see for Fear and Gibson. Maybe I'm putting them up like below because I think all the other skaters are just above. Does that make? I don't know. I really like their skating though. I'm sorry. I keep on. I swear I'm not like dissing on any of these skaters. I'm so sorry. They do so much better than me. I feel like I'm just ranting. In fourth place, I'm predicting Guignard and Fabri of Italy. They're my favorites. Coming from Italy, obviously they're gonna skate here at home. It is Marco Fabri's hometown, I believe, as well. And they've lived in Milan for like years and years and years, apparently. So I think Guignard and Fabri will be fourth here. I don't know. Their scores haven't been as high this season, but I just think some home crowd loving will happen. The judges maybe will turn a new leaf and give Guignard and Fabri some scores that they deserve. Maybe even get them onto the podium here, skating at home in Italy. Okay, in third place, that means I'm putting the team of Gillis and Poirier. I don't know why, honestly, again, kind of off of vibes, but they did place fourth at Grand Prix final below Fear and Gibson, who I placed in fifth here, actually. I just think the moment will be here with Gillis and Poirier. They're so well experienced, they're so artistic, they're so well developed, they're really good. The judges maybe not as high scores this whole season, but I just think so. I just think so. I'm sorry. I just think so. I just want so. I'm biased. I'm sorry. In second place, realistic. I think the top two are more realistic for sure. Second place, I'm predicting Fournier Baudry, Cizeron of France, the new team, the very controversial team for very, I don't want to talk about it, very negative reasons, terrible reasons. We all are with the survivor. Yeah. But anyway, Fournier Baudry Cizeron, they have had that second high. They just put down actually the highest scores this season at Europeans. And so yeah, but I just think the first place team is gonna go over them, basically. And the first place team, of course, is the reigning world champs, three-time world champs, Madison Chalk Evan Bates. Really solid team, Madison Chalk Evan Bates. Really, really solid team, right? I don't like they've won everything in this season. They won Grand Prix final over Bonnier Cicerone. They won Worlds last year. They won Worlds the year before. They won years the World the year before that. Things like that. I think they're going to be in first place. It's going to be close in ice dance, but I think they will be in first place for Chalk and Bates. So yeah, third Gilles Poirier, second Fournier and Baudry Cicerone, first Chalk and Bates are my predictions. And so that concludes my Olympic predictions. I, of course, know that I am 1000% wrong. And so I hope that I honestly hope I am wrong because I don't think some of these results are not realistic. I feel like in the singles events, I was really unrealistic or something. I don't know. Those are just my predictions. I'm not saying they're the final results, okay? But we will definitely have to see where everything lays out. I'm so excited to watch 2 weeks of the Olympics. Unfortunately, I don't live in Italy. I don't live near that kind of time zone where I can like I don't know. I'm not gonna wake up early, but I'll definitely try to catch all the highlights. And then hopefully when the Olympics are over, I'm gonna be able to watch everything. Kind of like how I did in Beijing. Beijing, I wasn't able to watch everything because of the time zone differences, and that's always hard here as well when an event is in Europe. But a review of the team event is going to come up next week. Actually, next week I will review the team event and ice dance. The week after that, I'll be reviewing the men, the pairs, the women, and then the last day of February, I'll put up the overall, I guess, Olympics review. But that was all for this episode of Teen Talks Game podcast. My name is Ango. I hope you enjoyed listening to me rant about all my team event predictions, or not team event, all my predictions for the team event, men's, women's, pairs, and ice dance at the 2026 Winter Olympics. I hope you are excited as I am to come watch the Olympics, and I will see you all next week for a review of the team event and the ice dance event. Bye bye.